Good morning, my beautiful family. I know White Feather Tarot always says, hello, soul family, and I do feel that family feeling with you guys. And as you know, I'm starting a series of mini live readings that are going to be short and to the point, and for people who happen to be online right this minute. And today we are talking about when life is rude. Has life been rude to you? It has been rude to me. And in the rudeness of life, that is the test. Can we find peace of mind when life is rude? Now, as an example, these beautiful marigolds, something rude happened to them this morning. I picked them off the plant. Now, they may not want to be cut off and brought inside because their natural state is to be growing on the plant. But flowers, as I demonstrated yesterday, they don't carry the energy of, I wish they didn't do that, or something has happened that has ruined their day. They just absorb what's happening around them and they continue to thrive. And so that is what we're doing today. I'm going to draw cards. Good morning, Diksha. I'm going to draw cards to help people who life has been rude. Life has had problems. What the fork? Why did that happen, right? So, Diksha, hold in your mind something that's unfortunate, something that's bad luck, something that's happening in your life, and you think, what? Why is that happening? And what good could be in it? Okay, so what we have here, let me see, I'm going to turn my deck, oh yeah, okay, I'm good. Make sure I'm in the right spot here for us. And this is your card. What the fork? Why is that happening to you? And we have the card. Good evening, Diksha. This is the thing you're not realizing, okay, Diksha? In the part of your life that you feel is a mistake, there's something missing. Life has been rude and it has created a problem for you and it's bothering your mind. What you're not seeing is this very problem that you're having is the key to everything else. The universe, the divine, is using a situation for you that is painful and distracting. And the universe has so much in store for you. Let's look at this heart that is in a cage. Part of your situation is that love is trying to reach you. But when you're focused so much on the problem, then you don't receive it. So what universe is asking for you to do today is to just face the fact that sometimes life is rude. So you'll be saying to yourself, Diksha, even though life is rude, I'm not letting it change my attitude. Even though life is rude, I'm not letting it change my attitude. Okay, now in English that rhymes, and it may not rhyme in your native language, but I would love if you would translate that. And even you could add it here to the comments. Even though life is rude, I'm not letting it change my attitude. Okay, hi Divyansha, welcome. Today we're talking about what the fork. Why did that happen? Why isn't the good thing I'm wanting rushing into my life? So for you, Divyansha, I'm going to pull a card for you. This is a new series of readings. These are short readings. I'm going to come and go quickly because I just want to address the people who are having good enough luck to pop into these readings today. So Divyansha, hold something, excuse me, hold something in your mind that is troubling you. What the fork? Why is that happening? Okay, life is rude, and we're going to have readings today on how to deal with that. Okay, thank you for translating that. I love that, Diksha. Oh, I got goosebumps for that. Divyansha, take a look here. Now, life has sometimes things happen that are not fun, right? Things can happen that are distressing. That's what I call life being rude. So here what I'm seeing is that there's some energy going on around your home, Divyancha. Something is happening that is pulling you away from peace and tranquility. And it's having to do with your home. So think in your mind, is there a complaint? Is there something happening in your current living situation that is causing you to be upset? With all of these birds being shown, I have a feeling about noise and chatter, and how sometimes in your living space you can have something going on that is very annoying. Okay? So, as you're experiencing something annoying, and it could be, let's take it to the career. There's one of my listeners, her name is Janice, and I'm going to shoot her this copy. Is when I close this reading, I'm going to send it to her. Because, Janice, this disruption in your home, or Divyancha, this disruption in your career arena, is scattered energy, scattered, noisy energy. Everything's up in the air. So, Spirit would want you to know that even though you are in an uncomfortable situation, your peace of mind is not controlled by that question. Our goal as spiritual seekers is to find peace of mind no matter what. And so when we have these what the fork moments that yank us out of our groundedness, they yank us, pull us out of peace of mind, we must pivot. We must turn our attention to what it is that is working out, and to acknowledge that when life is rude to you, it's simply an opportunity to test yourself. Can you find something to be grateful for? Can you find something that you appreciate about your career situation, or in Janice's case, about her home right now? Even though her home is a bit temporary, there's no need to be pulled out of your peace of mind because of somebody else's behavior. If you lose that grounded feeling, if these problems pull you out of peace of mind, it's a test for you to be open to what the divine is doing in the problem. Life is rude. It brings things to you that you did not plan on, and it's not sent to make you upset. It's sent to help you focus on what's important. Your connection to the divine is the most and only important thing that you need to be doing. And when life gives you a what the fork moment, that's a chance to say, you know what? Even though life is rude, I'm not letting it touch my attitude. Okay? So much for you, Divyansha. Be sure to take this to heart and turn to the divine today, especially. Hi, Mies. Welcome. Welcome to all of you who are visiting. I'm Catherine. This is Pattern Breaker Tarot. We are all about breaking patterns that are holding us back. And I'm doing a new series of live readings. They're very quick. They're only 20 minutes long. So if you are shown up here today, that is a blessing. That's a good what the fork moment. So, Mies, pulling a card for you next. All you do to receive this reading is to affirm that you do have something in your life that's hard to deal with right now, right? Something is not right. A lot of times, people can be so grumpy that they think nothing is right in their life, and that's frankly never true. So, Mies, let's see what Spirit has for you. Okay, no rain today. Now, did you know, you guys, that rain can be a blessing for sure? If you're in a drought, if your garden is dry and the flowers can't bloom, rain is a blessing. But let's say it's a wedding, or let's say it's a holiday. And I know in India there are so many beautiful holidays. And when y'all share them with me, I'm moved, because they're so meaningful. But what if you have a wonderful ceremony planned and it rains all day? That's an example of when life is rude. So when life is rude, we say, what the fork? Why is this happening? And when you continue to say to yourself, why is it happening? Why is it happening? Why is it happening? Then you separate yourself from your divine awareness. All right? So when life is rude to you, and I see you, Gonzalo, and I have a feeling that life is being rude to you because you're not hearing what you want to hear from your person. So I will definitely pull a card for you next. But back to Mies. Mies, even if it's a rainy day, even, especially if it's raining on your parade, you are crying because something is unfair, that's when life is rude. And you cannot stop life from being rude. It's impossible. So, what we do is we focus on where in your life it's not raining. So, what does that mean? That means that you find things to appreciate that are easy to notice. For example, I have a dog, Murphy. You guys have heard Murphy barking in the lives. Murphy, when I'm touching Murphy, if I lay my hand on his back, I instantly feel appreciation because I do love that dog and I love the comfort. Sometimes I will put my hand on a flower like this in my garden. I will touch the flower and I will say, I appreciate having a flower right here. Okay, Bhargavi, I'm seeing you. I'm going to be here for a very short time. We'll see if I can pull a card for you. But meanwhile, if life has been rude to you, you may absorb the wisdom from every one of these cards. Because our lesson today is that when something happens that's unfortunate, we always have a choice to appreciate. And when life is rude, you don't have to change your attitude, okay? So, Mies, whatever disappointment has happened, realize that the divine is using that very problem to pull you close to its chest and to pour love out on you, okay? So don't let disappointment ruin your day. Okay, moving on, and we have let me go back, Gonzalo, and then Bhargavi. Gonzalo, I know that you desire romance. And so your what the fork moment would be, why is romance so difficult? Why can't I connect with this person? What's going on? What the fork? Right? So let's pick a card for you, Gonzalo. What is it that the divine has to say about this situation where the person is not connected to you the way you wish they were? Oh, sunny day. I love this. This is a beautiful card following our rainy day. So when we look at this, my friend, I'm sorry, I don't want to mispronounce Gonzalo, what it shows is that your person, look at your person. This signifies your person. Your person is having their life. Their life is happening. And they are not looking at you, are they? They are not paying any attention to you. And that feels rude. Why would the divine put a person on your heart and they're not listening to you, right? What can you do to turn this around? The first thing I'm aware of is these ladybugs that are on the mushroom, and there's another ladybug over here. So I recommend, Gonzalo, that you look up the spiritual meaning of ladybug. You can Google it. I believe it will give you a piece of wisdom and knowledge that will help you. When you cannot force a person to like you, this can be very painful. And that's what I call when life is rude, because rudeness is not what people do to you, it's life deals those cards. So, what can you do? You can turn it around and ask yourself, how can I be the best partner to this person? What is it in me that I can shift? Because I'll tell you one thing, neediness is not attractive, okay? If somebody thinks or feels that you are so needy for them, they will run the other way. And honestly, Gonzalo, I feel a tiny bit of neediness in your energy, and please forgive me if that's not correct. But what this moment, how you just happen to find this reading, it's very short. I'm not going to be able to read for everyone because I'm only here for a few minutes, but you can take advantage and press into knowing the divine. Meditate. Yoga is good. And excuse me, listen to my voice. I'm losing my voice. Hold on. Many times when my voice blinks out, it's because it's hard to accept speaking something that doesn't feel true to you because you feel like this person is your person, and I understand that. But what's the energy today says that the idea of improving your connection with the divine, whatever that means to you, that you turn to the divine and ask the divine to help you understand how to be the best partner that you can be is excellent advice. Also, make sure you look up the spiritual meaning of the ladybug because that will help you. And now we have Bhargavi. Bhargavi is such a beautiful friend of my channel and visits me all the time. So Bhargavi, thank you so much for being here. I think you tune in just about every time. And Bhargavi, this is a special series of readings that is very short, and they're fun for me. I'm doing things that are fun for me, and I hope you all enjoy it with me. I also am planning a very different sort of video that I haven't done before, so you guys can watch for that. Be sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe because that's how YouTube shares my channel with everyone, and it means the world to me, okay? So Bhargavi, what has been bothering you today, right? You don't have to add it, just hold it in your mind. What the fork? Why did that happen? Why is this going on? What can you do? Okay, so Bhargavi, here we have a situation where it looks to me like you're somewhere that you don't want to be. Okay, you're somewhere that you'd rather not be. And so your what the fork moment is, why am I here and how long do I have to stay? This could be in a career or a relationship situation. And these braids that are sticking up in the air, I feel like there's energy. You may get headaches, or there's a feeling of people pulling your hair. Very annoying. Wherever it is that you are finding yourself, there's a feeling of dissatisfaction. And that is what the fork. I come to Catherine's readings all the time. I listen to the cards and I do the actions, okay? Now, Bhargavi, the number 88 has just shown up at the top of my screen. So you may want to look up the spiritual meaning of 88 because there's something special for you there. The universe is saying, bloom where you are planted. Bloom where you are planted. What that means is if you're in an unsatisfactory situation in your home, in your affairs, in business, in career, that instead of focusing on the what the fork moment, you want to focus on being your best self there. Let yourself bloom like these beautiful marigolds because as you surrender and accept the moment you're in, it's the only moment that you're alive, my friend. And choose a good attitude. My affirmation today is even when life is rude, don't change your attitude, right? We must maintain peace of mind, and that only comes from the divine. That's like a poem. We must maintain our peace of mind, and that's only when connected to the divine. That is your message, Bhargavi. Don't let the discomfort of the moment hold you back from your joy. Okay, my friend? I have a couple of minutes left. I'm breezing in and out. I'm going to be doing these very short readings often because I do want you guys to realize that there's something around luck. There's something around being here with me right now that is unexpected. And so that's like life. Life throws you these what the fork, oops, I almost said it the wrong way, what the fork situation to you, and it's a test for you to trust the divine. So Poppy Cave, you are my lucky person, and the idea of getting married. Okay, so I know that you are not the only person who is saying to themselves, what the fork? What am I doing single? I want to be connected, right? But because your situation is that you are sad, disappointed, mad even, that you are single. So you're not accepting your singleness, because who wants to be single when you're wanting to have your future, right? So what the fork? What's going on? So what we're seeing here, this is such a good message, and I'm so grateful that you're here to see it. And honey, 123, I see you also. So this card right here, it is the final card of this reading. So if you are wanting a relationship, this is your card. Let's look closely. The dream is to have a marriage, right? The dream is to have your soulmate, to be with your partner. Now, I know that the elephant represents Ganesh, right? In many people's spiritual culture. So, what I'm seeing here is that the Lord Ganesh is right there in your future marriage. This, if you look at this idea of the perfect relationship, you have a crush on someone, but you cannot connect with them, and it sucks, quite frankly. And you would look in the mirror and you'd say, what the fork? I want it so bad, why can't I get it? So let's see what the word is. Number one, it's perfectly okay to have the idea in your mind of yourself living in joy. It is perfectly acceptable to say an affirmation that would be, I trust the divine to bring me my ideal partner. I trust the divine to move me into my home. I love that it's a castle. It doesn't mean you're going to marry a king, but you are going to, your home with your partner is going to feel like a castle, right? But let's take a look here at the details. Look at this anchor. Why is the anchor hanging here? Why is the anchor stopping you from getting your partner? And look at this tiny balloon. I'm just going to pull this close so you can see it. See the little tiny balloon in the distance? What if your future husband or wife is way over there? And what if your expectations and, quite frankly, your bossiness, trying to tell the divine how to run their business, you are holding yourself in your single nature? I know that with the Ganesh, we want to see the trunk raised, don't we? That's where the power of the Ganesh comes, when the trunk of the elephant is upward. So what if the trunk of the elephant is guiding you? See how it's pointing? So what I'm saying to you, Poppy Cave, is that it's so important that you eliminate any neediness, any bossiness towards the divine, and you surrender. Surrender your dreams to the divine. Soak yourself in the joy of your future rather than suffering with the pain of today in your singleness. Grasp the joy of your future in your dreams. Cut off that anchor of control and allow yourself to float into your future. Okay, my darlings, that is today's reading. Thank you so much for being here. It makes my heart explode with joy to know that there was no accident. You were supposed to be here for this reading. When life is rude, don't change your attitude. Go forth and prosper, and I will see you on the next mini live reading. Bye now.